allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My yegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Man of the masses, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego diary politico, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This man not the off in mind,
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo to ye dodo. Mayegun la wa mo la mo to ye dodo. Ọ̀rẹ́ ara lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Lóko ṣe ń lọ ní Mayegun dá wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀dẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o.
Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are tuning in and joining us this hour. Thank God it's Friday, B. Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. Please read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast as well. Like it, share it, and tell everybody that it is brunch time with Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me. Share this if you can, or if you haven't already. Sọ fún gbogbo wọn pé Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Àní ẹ̀ súnra kì í. Lórí ìfẹ́.
Thank you so much once again for joining me, and at the same time, a big thank you to all of you that responded to Adenike's call last night. It's been so amazing, like amazing. We're expecting to have a full recap of that probably later this evening. It's been overwhelming. She is so happy. There is more to gist about, especially the snippet into what is going on in the contraption from last night. So please, it is Obasanjo. The old man granted an exclusive with the News Central, and he did say a lot of things. Some of them that we are going to be breaking down on during this brunch time. Koolu is, according to Obasanjo, Koolu came to power without a plan. Well, I believe that Koolu came to power with a plan, and he is executing the plan very well. It is just not Nigeria plan. Anyway, so thank you so much for joining me again this afternoon. And so those who have reacted, yesterday, somebody actually called in to ask about these clowns that went to number 10 Downing Street with what they called a petition or something, I don't know. Because we don't even know the content of the nonsense they went to do there. And you know why I'm going to continue to batch some of you here is this. Especially those of you who are like the listeners and followers of all these charlatans, is that you are not new to me. You understand? Right? So when you kind of come behind the scene to come and add maybe your jaundice statement and comment, the right thing for me is number one, to actually appreciate your courage that you could come on to Mayegun's Diary Political to defend the Igboho or defend that Inoki, okay, and a few others who are pretty much chancers out there. It takes a lot of courage, all right, to come on to Mayegun's Diary to come and type that nonsense, all right. But every time you do, I'm like, there are many like you who can't sum up that courage, okay. They do not have that lever to come on to Mayegun's Diary Political and then try to defend Igbo or any other of those miscreants out there. But the reason why I'll keep kind of bashing you is that there's a difference between raising awareness, and there's a difference between raising awareness and fooling around. So on the program today, when I kind of get fully into this, I am going to bash you again. I'm going to bash you miscreants again. And the reason is because you are not raising awareness. You are making mockery of a legitimate, valid advocacy. And I know them more than some of you idiots on social media who kind of love, those of you who love to hear what they want you to, those of you who love to hear what your warped mind want to hear from these chancers, these opportunities, you call them, right? That will continue to leverage on your gullibility. So yeah, I have some message for you. One lunatic came last night after our program, and he was like, yeah, you see, they are making all of you talk. If it is, look at the people talking about us going to the Downing Street, I was like, you are fooling around. And you probably know that you are fooling around. But you are not the first. There was the time that some of you wearies on the, came on to Mayegun's Diary Political to come and defend your Yayi Onidiri, that schizophrenic woman, that weary woman, when she was everywhere. There were some of you who came on to Mayegun's Diary Political. Today, I don't think there is any of you left still talking about Yayi Onidiri. Then they came about again that they've declared the Yoruba nation. And I saw some of you lunatics on Mayegun's Diary Political who said I shouldn't be talking about, Yoruba nation or something, because we are now a Yoruba nation. we have now declared we are you are pretty much like making mockery of this whole thing. That's what you have done. And that is why some of you are illiterate and nuisance, right? You have scared up the real Omoluabis, the real Yorubas, to actually show interest in this and be like, okay, what can we do? Because when they look around, when they turn on their YouTube, when they turn on their social media, now you wearies them, they see. You lunatics that are pretty much like so ignorant and gullible enough that you think this is a cloud chasing of a thing. It's unfortunate, right? So later when they, I don't know what happened to the Yaonidiri and the rest of them, Abi, until now that you are pulling a stunt of submitting a letter to number 10, you clowns. I'm still going to come for you. The other ones were like those ones who have, there are some other people who have actually like decided to imitate the organization we put together, the Bimoma Jekobaje, Ile Yoruba, the Yoruba Union. They don't go start one again, right? And guess what? Their priority is Mayegun. Yeah, they went on to download one of my videos where I was batching them, right? So they downloaded the video and they said, oh, the power of ignorance. They said, I am ignorant. But we all know, you see, each one of you, each of you that I've actually come across, right? The first thing I always do is to do a background check on the people behind it. And guess what? And people like me will continue to sort of spoil it for you, all right? Where misleading the people is what, you lots are always involved in. And when you begin to dig into their background, you realize that they have one or two things to do with this APC, and the Olori Brukus that are destroying Yoruba land. But they are hiding behind, here you get, Yoruba nation this, Yoruba nation that. They don't believe in any Yoruba nation. They do not believe in its emergence. They don't care. But they can continue to fool some of you foolish ones on social media to make you believe that, yeah, we are going to declare it next month. We are going to declare it in 2 months. And this is not awareness. This is not enlightenment. This is making mockery of a very legitimate, advocacy. I'll come back to you. So if you look at me very well, I will remain Mayegun, somebody who will not be part of some of your lunacy. So to say, at Agbalagba, at Omode, you get, I will put you into your, put you, sizes and all of that. You get? Like I said, we'll come back to you. So, Obasanjo granted an interview talking about the state of Nigeria, talking about his own time when he was the president of Nigeria. You know something, right? Obasanjo is a one Nigerianist. He never hides it. He loves and prefers Nigeria more than Yoruba land, where he comes from. But when you look at a Thiefnubu, a fake pseudo Yoruba nationalist, is exposed himself, so to say, right? So a fake druggie, treasury looter, a fake Yoruba Democrat. For years, they were doing what was called, what do you, they have a name for it too. Is it? No, not Deco. Like, it's pretty much like saying their politics was built around Awolowo this, Awolowo that. So they deceived our people for years. Enough to make it like if you do not believe in their political criminality, so to say, you are going to automatically be tagged Omoale. Meanwhile, these guys don't give a shit about Yoruba land. They don't give it, they don't. Under them, Yoruba land became like a destitute land. Yorubas have become poorer. Like I'm talking about wretched. Yoruba towns, villages, cities, they have become like war-torn areas. But they themselves have become so stupendously rich because their job was to kind of keep us, hold us down for Nigeria. So then if you don't believe in their criminality, you are going to be tagged Omoale. Meanwhile, they are actually the Omoale Yoruba. the bastards in Yoruba land. Because normally you are supposed to actually love, you know, the way they presented their politics. So you're supposed to love your people, Yoruba land, bring developments, you know, develop education, make sure that more and more Yorubas have access to quality education, quality healthcare. But if you go to Yoruba land today, our people have become more of the alimajiris that you have, you should be aware of from northern Nigeria. Our people have become more wretched. Our young people, those ones that have been denied education, they have turned to agberos, thugs, cultists, murderous machines. You know what I mean? Like murder machine, political thugs. But the criminal politicians, they are stupendously rich. So when you look at them and you put them side by side with what our law was stood for, it is a total contrast. And that is why, if you look at anybody who is defending Thiefnubu, their first line of abuse is to call you Omoale. Yeah, because this is the modus operandi. If you don't believe in us, if you don't join us, you must be Omoale Yoruba. Meanwhile, the real Omoale Yorubas are those who deny the young Yorubas the proper. You remember Adeyinka Grandiot? He has some supporters on my Egun's Diary Political a few time ago. Somebody, I don't know, OBJ na Igbo from Anambra, I've seen them. I don't know if some of my guys, Africa Wala, please do me a favor, okay? Because I am going to kind of like, I'm going to press some nerves. I'm going to press some next this afternoon. So you are going to begin to see those Omoale Yorubas now, all right? That are in the way, okay? They are going to begin to attack anything that they believe is contrary to Thiefnubu, including myself, okay? Somebody just called the OBJ. It's Igbo. It's Igbo. You actually type Igbo from Anambra. Get rid of that bastard quickly. There are some of them that will come up as well. I'll deal with the ones I can deal with. All right. The idea, Obasanjo, for example, Ashebruku Shere, right? Obasanjo have a history. We know Obasanjo's papa. We know Obasanjo's mama. Okay, from Owu to Ibogun, Olaogun, in Ogun State. You will see Obasanjo's lineage. You will see Obasanjo's siblings, sister, brother. You will see Obasanjo's uncles, right? Or nobody's have seen Thiefnubu's, nobody knows Thiefnubu's mama. Nobody knows Thiefnubu's papa. Nobody knows Thiefnubu's relative at all. Like this one are in cousin, or this one is his brother or his sister. Nobody knows, right? But they are the ones who are not the Omoales. They are the ones who are now pointing at the Omo cause in Yoruba land as Omoale, and they make it stick. Do you understand? If you remember them last year, when they are doing their charade elections, including the ones that were shouting Yoruba Nation 2 years ago. Remember, suddenly, they started calling those who are against Thiefnubu Omoale. It is all intentional. It is all psychological. You get that now? So because in Yoruba land, if you want to like neutralize anyone in any arguments, just call them Omoale. You know what? In Yoruba land, if you call somebody Omoale, it simply means that whoever they know as their father is not their father. So you know what people usually do? If it becomes so much like that, they will go back home and then go hold their mama. Say, Mama, my mother, you need to show me my father today. You know, it wasn't like the time of DNA stuff and all that. And that is why if you do not agree with the Bolekaja Agbiru politics, you know, the slavish politics of hatred, politics of bigotry, of Thiefnubu and his followers, they just drop the line. Omoale, you are just Omoale. You must be Omoale. Meanwhile, the person they are rallying around, which is showing them the shege today, the number one Omoale in Yoruba land, nobody know him papa, nobody know his mama. In fact, he denies his own mother. denied his own mother, who is from Iragbiji in Oshun. He denied his own father, adopted a name that is so popular. When Abibaktu Mogaji, the drug pusher, adopted him. That is why, to them, if you now see anything about Thiefnubu, it is automatically believed that you are attacking Yoruba. But this is a person that is a total contrast from what Yorubas are known for. You know, Yorubas, they have Oriki. You have Orikis from your papa's side, from your mama's side. That will tell about your history and all of that. Thiefnubu no get any history in Yoruba land. All his followers, that is why all his followers will rather call anyone, if you are not following Thiefnubu or supporting Thiefnubu, which is something that majority of Yorubas don't believe in that drug dealer, right? So they will quickly say you must be Igbo from Anambra. There's something about Anambra to them that I am still trying to figure out why. There is really something about Anambra to these guys. So Obasanjo, that everybody know him papa, know him mama, know his family house, know his families, his family members and all that. So this Olori Bruku Omoale days, Obasanjo is Omoale. But you know, Obasanjo is somebody who will say he no be pro-Yoruba and he's never hide it. So give that to him. I'm not pro-Yoruba, I'm pro-Nigeria. Anywhere you see me will tell you I am pro-Nigeria. But look at those ones who claim to be pro-Yoruba and what they have done to Yoruba land. So trying to now kind of make it, if you say anything about Thiefnubu, that means you are attacking Yoruba. It is called reverse psychology. Here you get, to make you feel so like, as a Yoruba man now, I am supposed to become angry if anybody says something about Thiefnubu. How and why? Thiefnubu himself did not believe in Yoruba. He doesn't believe in Yoruba land. He does not believe in Yoruba. He never. And I remember asking people that, can somebody tell me one single thing that Thiefnubu has done for Yoruba land that we can all say, if not for Thiefnubu, if not for these chancers, these opportunists, they have been using Yoruba name, okay, as their meal ticket from Nigeria. Every time they are sharing power, you remember what they accused Igbere Jolantan of? They said Igbere Jolantan was supported by the Yorubas. But when it now came to power, it did not remember Yorubas. You know what they meant by that? It didn't give them political appointment. Because that's what Nigeria, that is what Yoruba and Nigeria means to this Olori Brukus. Political appointments, contracts, money. If it's not because of Thiefnubu, they would have forgotten the Yorubas. I was like, what do you mean by that? You mean they would have forgotten your political class from getting political appointments, Abi? Because from 1999 to today, there's not been any real human development or human capital development that Yorubas have benefited from Nigeria. Nothing. Oh yeah, you've had ministers, you've had senators, you've had a lot of them that have made a lot of money. Some of them are making so much money right now. Why Yoruba land and Yoruba people are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer. You know? So their elite, their supposed elite in Yoruba land, who have been using Yoruba as their meal tickets. The only time they will tell you Yorubas have been marginalized is when they are not giving political appointments. Yeah. They are giving the appointment to Igbos. It's only the Hausa Fulani that are getting the appointments. When Bokwari, when they went to go and make a deal with the devil to bring a terrorist to power in Nigeria, Thiefnubu and his gang, they did so because they wanted to get closer to that national cake. They did get closer to the national cake, but Yoruba land became more poorer and more underdeveloped. Go around, I've challenged a lot of you many times. People who love Yoruba land will use the opportunity given to them to what? To attract real development. And then the most valuable things to us as Yorubas is education and trade. You know that? But they destroyed the education so that they can have enough of our young people to use for political thuggery, political, what do you call it? Violence and the rest of that. And they have a lot of them now. Others have been chased away from Yoruba land. They are now in America, Canada, UK, all over the world. Those who could japa have jackpot out of the land. And the rest of the place is now left for miscreants, political jobbers, 419ers, Yahoo boys, ritualists, coal miners. No education. So when you now ask them, what exactly would you say Yorubas are benefiting from Nigeria today? Political appointments. The most lucrative job in Yoruba land today is politics. Go and join politics. Go and join politics. They can give you something in Abuja, or you can become a tax collector from the same impoverished people. Oh yeah, if they give you tax collection, maybe they collect tax, or they collect rubber here and there. That's what they have turned Yoruba land into. And that's the future of Yoruba land. So Obasanjo, who also did his, you know why I'm actually putting them side by side is because a man that also failed is looking back today and is like, but it is too late. Yeah, it is too late. So he granted an interview to News Central TV where he was talking about his time, and he said he could have gotten his third term if he wanted it. That when he came to power in 1999, Nigeria debt was over $36 billion. And he did his best to clear the debts. That when he was leaving power, and he's so right, okay? Nigeria didn't even have foreign reserve at the time Obasanjo came in, but let's assume that they did have somewhere that they kept some money. The total money Nigeria had as a foreign, in their foreign reserve or foreign account back then was less than $3 billion. Very, very, like it was like non-existent. So when Obasanjo was leaving, he left over $40 billion, $44 billion. That's how much Obasanjo left. He managed to repair the image of Nigeria a bit abroad, right? There's so many Nigerians who were returning back to Nigeria to go and do something. A lot of people actually return back to Nigeria under Obasanjo, even though he's a failure himself, right? Under Obasanjo, which he said he left the debt of 3.6 billion. Obasanjo left over $20 billion in what then was called excess crude account. The account is now zero, courtesy of APC. Zero, it doesn't exist anymore, right? So he said if he wanted his third term, he said getting debt forgiveness was even tougher than getting a third term. He continued to say that every now and then, that if I wanted it, no. I wasn't too young around that time. You remember Ibrahim Mantu, Deputy Senate President in Nigeria then, and then the 50-50 million naira Ghana must go bag that they were sharing. Obasanjo funded that, but he continued to deny it. So in part of that interview, here is what the old man had to say and what Nigeria is now. Thiefnubu came to power with no plan. That's what he said, but I'm like, no. He came to power with a lot of plan. And is executing the plan one after the other. Now, body go tell the rest of Nigeria when it's done. Obasanjo.
What do you say of a Nigerian president who came to office without a plan? Who came to office without a plan? And then he woke up and just said, 3-point plan. What are the 3 points? What are they going to achieve? Who are the people who have worked on it? Or you come and you just open your mouth and make a pronouncement on something that has not been studied. Let me again give you an example. When I was military head of state, we decided to really be part of the frontline states to fight the last vestiges of colonialism and apartheid. And we were determined. So as a result of our policy, our pronouncement, our determination, then we became known as member of the frontline state, even though we were thousands of kilometers from the front line. And we decided that we will do what needs to be done. And then we worked with the frontline states. And where it was necessary that we go the whole hog with them, we did. And at the end of the day, we succeeded. But it cost us something, but what it cost us could have been wasted, even on anything. But our commitment make African countries and the international community to take us seriously and respect us, and they respected us for it. And that's leadership.
Kagame and Rwanda is getting better. Why shouldn't Nigeria have given Baba a third term?
Well, I don't know where Nigeria, but if I had wanted a third term, I would have got it. I didn't want a third term. But as I have said, I know some governors who are working for this, believing that if I, as president, got a third term,
they will get
automatically.
Okay.
That I knew. But
Yes.
that's their own. But I didn't want a third term. If I wanted a third term, I would have got it.
Would that
Now,
have worked for us as a nation?
Now, just wait. Look, getting debt relief is much more difficult than getting a third term. Getting a third term wouldn't involve me going to France, England, and America, and Japan, and Italy, and Germany to virtually beg. Now, the point is this. I alluded to that sometime earlier on. Leaders don't flock. So when you get one, use it well and use it maximally. How many times was Winston Churchill used as a leader? But again, the way of human beings, he saved Britain from the Nazis. And at the end of it, they call him a warmonger. He was lucky. He was a lucky leader because before, and they voted him out of parliament. You remember? But before he died, he was declared the man of the century. He was lucky.
Yes.
Many leaders were not as lucky. Many are appreciated after their life.
Okay.
And if you have any leader who, you see, another thing about leaders is They came in. When leaders come in, they are raw, inexperienced. And I have to learn and probably make mistakes. But by the time they are to go, whether it's 1 term or 2 term, they have gathered a lot of experience. And that is when they are more useful, like a smelly cheese, an old cheese. The smellier, the better. What do you?
So his arguments may be a little bit plausible, right? Because on the third term issue, sure you get, because the issue of third term is a constitutional amendment, right? So if he gets the no term limit like third terms, the governors were also going to get a third term. But from what we know, then and still know, is that the funding for the constitutional amendment that they smuggled third term for president and governors in was funded by Obasanjo's presidency. The presidency, that's what they call them, the executive. People sat in 2005 at what was then called the National Conference. And they came up with idea of how they believed that Nigeria should exist and should be run back then. And there was nothing like third term or what have you, no term limits. They proposed 6-year single term, okay? And then power rotation, like if a northerner become president, a southerner, anybody from any part of the south, yeah, it should be shifted there the next 6 years and it should go to the north. But the senators, when they submitted the 2005 National Confab report to the National Assembly, Ibrahim Mansour is dead now, and others, they decided to kind of smuggle in another 4 years. Instead of the 6-year single term, they smuggled in another 4-year term, like to say there shouldn't be, time limits. Anybody, as long as they conduct election every 4 years, if you win, you can be a governor for life, you can be a president for life. And that was what ruined that beautiful conference and the report, which would have given Nigeria the first democratic constitution that would have been subjected to referendum. That some of the problems you are seeing today, maybe they will still be there, but they won't be as divided as Nigeria is today. But because of that third term, the moment they flung out the third term agenda and all of that, because it was tagged third term agenda, the moment it got flung out like this, everything inside that report as well trashed. And since then, every successive regime in Nigeria has been campaigning to say they will implement, but they never did. Until Goodluck Jonathan decided that he was, I think Jonathan had his own as well. When was that? I think he had his own conference too. I can't remember. Sorry, am I mixing them up? He now promised that he was going to implement his own report when he wins his second term. He was using it to campaign for his own second term in 2015, but he never came back. And Bukwari never touched it. So they've been like that, selfish, self-centered, and greedy, only to years later to regret and say, I would have done this. I should have done that and all that. Today, Obasanjo look around and he was like, man, look at the young people. Frustrated, jobless, angry, hungry, because a man who never had any plan to say, this is what I want to come and do. I want to come and fix the problem of unemployment. I want to come and fix this problem of corruption and all that. Sure, you get. Koolu has no plan. The only plan he has, no plan for you. The only plan Koolu has is to make sure that his Lagos boys and every other yes men and yes women, the ass lickers and then the crumb eaters of the highest level, right? Everybody gets a bite. Obasanjo.
Sir, are you a happy Nigerian currently?
Oh, I am very happy. I am optimistic. I am concerned. Because being concerned is different from being happy.
Being happy, yes, sir.
Being worried is different from being happy. I'm worried, though, particularly with the youth. I have always said it, and I will say it again. We are all sitting on a keg of gunpowder if we ignore our youth. They are frustrated, they are hungry, they are unemployed, and they are angry.
They're living in droves as well.
Yes.
Flying out of the country in large numbers.
Now, part of the lecture we had this evening is the amount of money we are losing by the Nigerian youth that gapper. And how can we stop that? I'm worried about that. Happy? Yes, I'm happy with myself.
Happy with the nation?
I had opportunity, and I did. When I came in 1999, I made $3.7 billion in reserve. And as I've told you, we were spending $3.5 billion to service debt. That's all we had. By the time I left 8 years later, with debt relief, when I came in, we had debt overhang of close to $36 billion. By the time I left, with the debt relief and clearing what we had to clear, the quantum of debt that I left was about $3.6 billion from over 36 or around 36 billion. At the same time, the reserve that was 3.7 went to $45 billion. At the same time, we had what we called excess crude. This is the amount that is in excess between what we budgeted, that we will sell the crude oil, and what we actually sell it. Normally, we were conservative in budgeting, and we call it excess crude. We had around $25 billion. So when you add that to reserve, we were talking of what? 20.
Sir,
Yeah.
are you a happy?
Is right. That's actually true. The Ronukus are saying that what is the essence of all of that? Instead of, even if he had used let's say 20 billion of all of that, $20 billion of that money to improve rail, roads, and then power in Nigeria, maybe Nigeria won't be this much. Okay. It is the same thing they said about Peter Obi when he left over 150 billion naira, equivalent of 150 million, he left 75 billion naira and $150 million. Obasanjo came and squandered everything. That's exactly what happened to Obasanjo too. When Yaradua came, there is this amplified lie. I'll keep kind of like correcting some of you, as much as you probably don't like him, the Obasanjo guy, right? There is this long-held propaganda, and it's a pure lie, that Obasanjo looted $16 billion on power. That is not true. What happened is that Obasanjo was building 11 independent power projects simultaneously. They were to cost $16 billion if they ever got completed. And from what we heard, Obasanjo's government already expended over $3.4 billion on this project. At the time, Yaradua took over. So Yaradua was supposed to continue to release the money to these contractors and let them complete this project. What did Yaradua do? The same Yaradua that Obasanjo used Ebegu, Badia, INEC to rig in the worst, supposed worst election ever in Nigeria. Yaradua stopped the entire project. The entire 11 power project, he stopped it. Because they heard that Obasanjo budgeted $16 billion for this power project. And Obasanjo, when Yaradua came in, they said the project were just about 40 or 30-something% completed or completion stage. So he now launched a probe to investigate how much Obasanjo spent on power. Baba, after a year of investigation, those who were investigating Obasanjo's power projects, they themselves were already drenched in the allegation of corruption, bribery, and all of that. Last, the investigated. Now, there was no head, there was no tail. Yaradua died. By the time Yaradua died, the foreign reserve that Obasanjo handed to him, over $44 billion, it has dwindled down to about $39 billion. Nobody has ever asked, what did Yaradua do with that money to this day? In 3 years, Nigeria Foreign Reserve added no penny. The excess crude account that Obasanjo left for Yaradua was $24.8 billion. By the time Yaradua died and Jonathan became your president, that money already dropped to $22 billion. Till tomorrow, nobody can say, what did Yaradua use the money for? But he's dead. He's the best president ever in Nigeria because he reduced the price of petroleum from 87 naira to 67 naira or something. You see that 3 years, it was a looting galore. Then Jonathan came in. By the time they added it over to Jonathan, by the time Jonathan was leaving, the Nigerian Foreign Reserve has dropped down to 33 billion, 6 billion, gone. The excess crude account, when Jonathan was leaving in 2015, there's a story behind that one, and I'll tell you that one. By the time Jonathan was handing over to Bokwari in 2015, the excess crude account in Nigeria was only 7.5 billion from $22 billion. It wasn't Jonathan that looted it alone. It was shared because ACN of Adams Oshiomole Edo, Rotifmi Amechi of Rivers, Isaleko Barack Obama Fashola, and maybe 2 others. They took Jonathan to court because they heard that Jonathan was not only borrowing money to pay salaries. Jonathan has been spending the excess crude account money. So they took him to court. And the court ruled that excess crude account money is money from the sale of crude oil. And by Nigeria law, any crude oil sold in Nigeria by the federal government of Nigeria, that money must be shared by all the states in Nigeria and federal government. So federal government can keep its own share in excess accounts, but it cannot keep the state share in excess account. So you must share the money. Jonathan had to make a deal with them and say, please don't let us share all the money. Okay, but let's share some of it. And by the time Jonathan was leaving, from $22 billion and $7.5 million remained. Guess what? Within just 4 years of Bokwari, the excess crude accounts balance was less than $1,000. Yeah, he heard me right. 1 million, no? $7.5 billion. Today, nobody is talking about the excess crude account anymore because the money we're inside have no fee reach $100. It doesn't exist anymore. That was the story of Solomon Grundy of excess crude accounts. Similarly, by the time Bokwari was done with Nigeria foreign reserve from $33 billion is probably left with just $3 billion right now. I know they are hiding something from you that you probably should be reminded of. It is the fact that they have used the Nigerian foreign reserve as a collateral. JP Morgan and a few others like that who gave money to Nigeria. We don't know what they use the money for. If tomorrow they decide that they want their money back, if Nigeria failed to fund, to service that debt, they can just go to the New York World Bank and take their $28 billion, which they give to which they give to Bokwari. Today, Thiefnubu is cooking the book, telling all of you that the Nigerian foreign reserve now is $39 billion. Ironic, because you have to be selling something. If you ask them, okay, where did you get the money from? The money you put in the excess, foreign reserve that now has nearly $40 billion. Show us, what did you sell? BJ. Just same way they are cooking the book. They are cooking the book to make you believe that unemployment rate in Nigeria, in fact, Nigeria don't get any unemployment problem. Right now in Nigeria, it's only 4.5% Nigerians that are unemployed. You know that they started cooking the book. And now they don't change it. They say, no, they were not calculating it well before. Now, it is not 60% Nigerians unemployed. No. It's only 4.5%. Nigeria don't get unemployment problem. And you all know that you have unemployment problem, underemployment problem. Abi? They are cooking the book now. When these guys are done, you will realize that statistics, data stubborn. You can cook the book. You can continue to drive a media narrative. You can, but the reality, go. You cannot cover it. And that's what you are experiencing right now in that contraption. APC, Egbe, that led you to this stage, will tell you that why didn't they do it then? Now you are doing a baby walk of pain. Abaribe was on Arise TV where he had a chat about so many things. Then they started talking about the Nigeria's, Thiefnubu's cabinet reshuffle. Not the government will get a real plan, workable policy. We introduce that or give that to his ministers to work with. They have no real policy that is human development policy. No, it is about tax collection, tax term, rent seekers. So take the rents from them. Abaribe.
That the problem is the cabinet. That is my own view. My view is this, that there are fundamentals that the president ought to have taken into consideration even before you constitute your cabinet and you decide this is your economic direction. Failure to deal with those fundamentals is where we are. So it doesn't matter who you put there. Put an Einstein there, he will still fail. And what are the fundamentals? First, we're a poor country, very poor, with massive debt overhang. What do you do when you're poor? When you come in and then you have to do something, the first thing you do is you cut your coat according to your size. But we came in, and the first thing is you bloat your cabinet, which means that the cost of governance is not going down. Everybody in this country expected that you should be able to shrink according to, even if you don't do everything, but at least. But now you have a runaway cost of governance. Everything is being given to everybody free of charge. We are buying new plane, we are doing all that. What do you expect? Those things must be paid for. What does the man on the street see? He sees you living in extravagance.
That includes you.
Of course it includes
Right.
me.
Okay.
Yes. He sees you living, he sees you enjoying, and you're telling him things are getting rougher, and he's seeing inflation, he's seeing a cost of fuel, he's seeing the cost of electricity. So what do you expect? All you're going to get on the street is mass anger. So that is the first one. That's the fundamental. What's the second fundamental? So the president is firing every minister. He didn't fire the Minister of Petroleum. Why? Because what is the fundamental thing that we used to have foreign exchange? It's just how much oil we can produce. And so that should have been your very, very focus to say, how do we increase the quantum of oil that we produce so that, first of all, we pay off all the debts that have been borrowed by the previous government. And by the way, an irony here is that this was also an APC government that brought us to this point. And then we have another APC government coming, and that APC government is pretending that that was not part of its history. You see what I'm saying? So that fundamental, the second one, what are those things that we ought to do? You should deal with that. So when you leave all that, bring in 100 ministers, let them also be running around. What are they going to do? Essentially, once you're doing production of oil that is less than 2.3, 2.5, you're not going to do much. So you fall back to what? To debt. And then you borrow. And then you go on at the same time to say, I'm going to do massive works. Oh, I'm going to do Calabar to Lagos, Lagos to... Those things are very nice and very... But funded with what? That the...
With what? Exactly. It sounds good. We are going to, but with what? You see, let me tell you one very bad disadvantage of the crashing Naira. It makes it worse for you economically. Put it this way. When Buhari was living, the total debt of Nigeria in dollars was somewhere around 105 billion. They love to remove the 50 billion printed by Buhari. They love to remove that. In fact, it wasn't even 50 billion. It's like about 63 billion printed by Buhari that nobody knows what they use the money for. 27.5 trillion naira printed and handed over to Buhari. Nobody knows what they use it for. So if we take that out, Buhari left the debt of $105 billion. And there is no single project completed by Buhari. Not the railway projects, not the road projects, not a single project completed by Buhari. Do you know that? Oh, you are looking around and say, maybe, is that true? Is that true? But he commissioned Kaduna, Abuja, rail. Jonathan commissioned it too, in case if you don't know. Yeah. Jonathan was the first person to enter the train called the Kaduna, Abuja train, in case if you don't know. So which means the project was like almost completed before Bukwari actually came to power. And even when he came and he left, he never completed it. But we saw the Lagos Ibadan, the new train station and all of that, they've all been paid for. It's the same project. They've all been paid for by Jonathan. But we saw the second Niger bridge and all of that. Also, it's been paid for by Jonathan. Despite the fact that Bukwari delayed it for more than 3 years, because he's not happy that such project will be heading towards the east, where you are not only just have a very tall bridge that ships can actually like pass underneath it, a dredged River Niger, a bridge with a train. Train will be moving under it, and the bridge where the cars will be driving on top of it. This was the planned second Niger bridge. Bukwari had to redesign it. Until now, it is uncompleted. They were supposed to construct nearly 60 or 50 kilometer road that will link the bridge from this, from Delta, Edo, and all of this side, right? Then they were supposed to construct another super highway from the other side of the bridge to Owerri in Imo State. It's not completed. So what exactly did he do with the money? The loan, the this and that. What did Bukwari, what did he do with the money? Today, you will see the Ronukus, the Ronu bastards. They will make you think there was, it wasn't the same APC, Egbekegbe. They handed over to another APC, Egbekegbe. When they begin to tell you how Nigeria is so bad, we all know that Nigeria is this country has been so mismanaged. Asiwaju Awonwere is trying to rebuild the whole thing. You would think, say, don't be the same APC to APC. Like, are you people mad? Not a single completed project by Bukwari in 8 years. None. We left $105 billion. During his time, a dollar was officially 400, when he left, a dollar was officially 610 naira. Unofficially, 720 naira to a dollar. So when you multiply 600 naira by So when you multiply 105 billion by 600 naira, so I don't know it offhand, but it was like over 140 to 150 trillion naira if you change it to naira. Today, that same debt is over 200 trillion naira with your exchange rate. You know why? Thiefnubu has added his own. I mean, if we don't know all of the money given to Thiefnubu, I have some. I have details of some. In 17 months, the Central Bank of Nigeria has printed 22 trillion naira. 17 months, or not 8 years. So Bukwari printed 27.5 trillion in 8 years. Thiefnubu has printed over 20 trillion naira already in 17 months. And it's called Ways and Means. So, to make themselves feel good in the area of cooking the book, right? Thiefnubu announced it this month, during that this October 1st broadcast, remember? Nigeria's birthday, 64th independence anniversary. Thiefnubu said he has paid Bukwari 30 trillion naira Ways and Means. He lied to the whole country because they went on to go and cook the book by saying, you know what? Let us convert this 30 trillion so that it won't be we can take it off the book. Let's convert it to a debt that Nigeria will pay back in 40 years' time. Here you get. So it's now going to be that If Bukwari's debt to ways and means, so money printed and handed there to Bukwari's government by Central Bank of Nigeria, will now be paid back in 40 years' time. So that can give Thiefnubu a clean slate. Like there is no money. Oh yeah, start printing for me. So they can now put his own. So if Thiefnubu is able to print 22 trillion naira, that nobody even knows what he himself is using the money for. He has used it for because they've already printed it and they've taken the money. Nobody is asking what did they use the money for now. If they can do that in 17 months, Baba, think of what they will do in 4 years, or what they will do in 8 years, where they will print like 100 trillion for Thiefnubu, and you will not see it. Or you will feel it. Like you couldn't see the Bukwari's money, but you are feeling it through the hyperinflation. Abi? By the law that established the Central Bank of Nigeria, the ways and means that the central bank is allowed to borrow the federal government 3% of its annual budget. So let's say the national budget, I'm just using a figure now. Let's say the national budget is 30 trillion naira this year. And the government believes that with all the revenue, with this, with that, they are going to be running a deficit. So the central bank is allowed to borrow them 5% of that. What is 10% of 30 trillion? 3 trillion. What is the 5% of that? 1.5 trillion, which means the central bank is only allowed to borrow the government 1.5 trillion if the budget is 30 trillion. Oh. But in a single year, Thiefnubu the budget of Thiefnubu was 27.8 or so trillion, Abi. Now they've already printed over 22 trillion and gave it to him. So they've broken the law because Bukwari broke the law. So he has laid the precedent. So Thiefnubu will continue to break the law. Print the money. Hyperinflation. And speak grammar. Confuse them. Speak grammar and tell them that it's for development. It's for development of development. It's Nigeria is a development of our people. Then like that. Confuse them. So you see, when I tell you that Nigeria is a lawless place, I have my own evidence. I have my reasons. Lawless people can't uphold the law. It's impossible. It's actually a crime for you to be lawful in a lawless country. Do you know that? So it's a place where anything goes as we speak. Thiefnubu has borrowed $3.3 billion from the Afrexim Bank by using 167 million barrels of crude oil from Niger Delta as collateral. In 5 years' time, if Thiefnubu cannot pay back the $3.3 billion, then these people can go to Niger Delta and begin to extract crude oil until they get 167 million barrels of crude oil, which is valued at $12 billion. I'll keep reminding you, because I know say a lot of Nigerians suffer from what is called the Stockholm syndrome. And every small thing they will say, now only God will help us. Una they support a criminal Thiefnubu, the drug Thiefnubu, you are doing hallelujah challenge. You don't know a mental problem you get. Una gather together. Those of you who gather together, they push and supported the Thiefnubu. Now you are doing hallelujah challenge. Hallelujah challenge. So that God will come and change your story. God will change my story for the better. And you supported Thiefnubu. You are playing God, Abi. You are trying to outsmart God, Abi. Yeah? You are still everywhere telling them that Asiwaju will succeed. Asiwaju will succeed. But they do hallelujah challenge. You said they join them to do hallelujah challenge. Father Lord, America, Canada visa, America visa. When I come to pray to Japa from what you do. And those of you who traveled back to Nigeria to go and support this Olori Bruku, destiny killers. You are back in your country now, Abi. You're back in America. You're back in the UK. You're back in Canada now. You are now watching the contraption go up in smoke. And you will do it again, Abi. You buy a ticket and go back again to do it again. Do it because he says, le shedi bebere. Oba ito shedi bebere to row pampas. It is slack and see. Majority of you will get di bebere today in Nigeria. I mean, we get di bebere back then. When I don't lose weight, so people don't be able to see your yansh again. To say, I'm a idiot, Jomao. Iluni, Mama, can you idiot Joe? Oh, mom, you idiot, lose weight too. But you do it again, won't you? So Abaribe was further asked, or he further stated that today, some of you probably said that the Igbos are not feeling it. No, everybody is feeling it. It's just that those who are expecting something are those who are disappointed now. But there are those who never expected anything. So why would the Igbos not bow? Because the only reason why the Igbos will never bow is that, or will never keep quiet as well. If you ask them what they are, what do you want, Gogo, as Igbo people? Abaribe said equality, equity, justice.
And sometimes when I discuss with my friends in the administration, the first thing they ask me, you Igbos, what do you want? I want to tell everyone, what do the Igbos want? Fairness and equity, which is in the Constitution. That's all that we want. Treat us as you're treating everybody else. The Igbo ethos is Ebwebere, Ugobere. Let the hawk and the eagle perch. Let no one oppress the other. Every Igbo person is imbued inside us. So anytime that an Igbo person sees that you're not treating him fairly, they come out. And so for the Southeast, as far as they are concerned, okay, you can change, but like the French say, plus ça change, plus ça même chose. The more things change, the more they remain the same.
Right. So basically, your assessment is that the Southeast has been shortchanged in this latest
From
reshuffle.
beginning.
Right.
From beginning. Okay. What does the Constitution say? The Constitution says that you have to have one minister per state. Now, from the Obasanjo government, they started having 42 because they have one for zone. But even President Buhari, that did not, as far as we know, have any empathy for the Southeast, still gave one more minister to the Southeast. And so, but what do we have today? Just that 5 for the 5 states of the Southeast. So, when our people say this is renewed shege, that means that we're even worse off than we were before now. And so if you're just going to give us only that thing that the Constitution stipulates for us, yet some zones, there are 6, have 10 ministers, some have 9, some have 7. You want to ask yourself, is it fair? Is it just? Is it equitable? If it's not, then if you now tell us, okay, you're doing well for us, we'll wait for tomorrow. As far as the Southeast is concerned, and sometimes when I
forget, Abaribe is a politician. And there are Abaribe's fans on Mayegu's Diary Political who are also Igbos. When I talk about their criminal elites, selfish, greedy, self-centered Igbo politicians who are pretty much in bed with what Nigeria is doing to the people of the Southeast. You see some Abaribe. You know, Abaribe is, you know, we have Abaribe. I was like, of course you do. There are others, but what does that count? When you have one grain in the sack of a grain, right? What does that count for? Anyway, I kind of like him, though. I like him. The reason why I like him is that he's one of those who would never deny the fact that he's part of the problem. He's part and parcel of the problem. But somehow, it will never stop sort of, you know, calling out the establishment or calling out the system as well. Here you get. He's a former deputy governor of Abia State. Is he actually not the deputy governor to Ojiuso Kalu, by the way? Eyinaya Abaribe. It's been a long time. This guy has been in government since 1999 as well. So he became more kind of like a humane and famous when he signed when he signed a surety for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the first time, and he did it again when he was called upon the second time. You know, so that kind of make him a good person in my book, right? But it's part of the problem, and he never shy away from it. He never denies it. Right? So they are all pro-Nigeria, pro-one Nigeria. No matter what happens, the only reason why, to people like him, the reason why the Igbos are not happy is because we are not treated fairly. What is fear? Oh, you should let us be, you know, give us political appointments, ministers. You need to give us this, this, and that. If you do that, the Igbos will be happy. So that is why some people don't agree with him too. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Right. Let's go to Lagos. There is the release of the dam called the Oyon Dam. And I think it's now affecting some communities in Ogun State as well as in Lagos State. Agility in Lagos have been underwater for the past few days now. What is life like there? Something like this.
There has been an ongoing flood crisis in Isheri Estate communities in Opik area of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway for days now, which has also extended to the Mile 12 corridor of Lagos State due to the release of water from the Oyo River Dam by the Ogun-Osun River Basin Authority. The release of the dam waters has resulted in a gradual increase in the Ogun River's current, causing an overflow and spreading across several areas meters away from the riverbank. In the Olashebuku community in Mile 12, students and residents commute through boats to get to their various destinations, with the boat operators charging from 100 naira to 200 naira, while some private boat operators charge as high as 1,000 naira at night.
My name is Koolu Precious. I'm a student of advocacy in high school. But I want to share my experience because the water is so risky and it's not paying, it's unbearable. The expensive is too much because entry canoe every day as a student is supposed to be for free. It's supposed to be it's not supposed to be 100, it's supposed to be for free because it's not every time there will be money for our parents to afford the canoe transport. So let the government make a way for us.
Right now we are experiencing flood in the community. So we plead to our Governor Koolu for his assistance to help us, because we believe that if we have alternative dam here, we won't experience such. So, and our councillor and the chairman local government, Mr. Eyinaya Abaribe, for his assistance also.
The Ogun State government has revealed plans to accommodate the flood victims while advising residents in the flood-prone areas to evacuate immediately and not wait for the situation to get worse before relocating. Stay tuned for more updates.
So that is what the residents of this area or areas are experiencing. So rather than have the NEMA there, you should have NEMA, National Emergency Management Authority at the agency. You should have them there. Nobody should be using canoe to move around the community like that. Or go to school like that. No, NEMA should have inflated, boats. It should have inflated, or whatever it is, like to get people, back. In fact, evacuate people from the area. It is even more dangerous. Look at the water. It is dangerous to their health. But it is not Boston in Massachusetts. It is not Florida or Devon it is Agility Mile 12 in Lagos. So what do you mean they should evacuate them? So where am I? I don't know, but I mean, for health and safety, people shouldn't be there. But they will wait, everybody will be there. until the water will kind of dry. Eh? You see all the houses there. People are not afraid of mold. Now, this country, they say that they evacuate the whole block. Baba, you will see high-rise building. Eh? I have seen many here in Glasgow. Man, I just feel somehow like when you go to Value Life. Mold, you know that thing that will just spring out sprout out of your wall. It's called mold, though. That thing that you just scrape off and everybody will continue living their life. In this country, Baba, they will demolish the entire block. They will evacuate everybody for health sense. Because people will begin to fall sick. Even you will come from Africa, you will fall sick. Now, this country, I take no say or more mold, they make person sick. Mold. All those caused by, either leakages, water leakages or something. Now imagine if the water is dribbling. I mean, water is actually like dripping from everywhere in your house, like you saw in that video. So you see mold everywhere. Some people are falling sick in their houses. They don't even know why. They've seen a spiritual attack, spiritual problem, and it's not spiritual problem. Look at your environment. Look at what people are exposed to. Look at everything. How person won't take live long? How person won't take live long? So it's unfortunate, right? But I hope they get the help they need. Okay. So I was 2 days ago or yesterday because I saw them fixing this yesterday, right? Something happened in that same Lagos as well, somewhere around Oshodi. Pedestrian bridge collapsed. It didn't just fall down from the middle, but it got fixed very, very fast. So I give them the credit for that. Take a look. So they quickly cleared the debris, closed the bridge. Imagine the bridge collapsing, pedestrian bridge. But when I was in Nigeria, there was this Onipanu bridge. Onipan. I'm gonna remind me if you are in Lagos, okay? Remind me, please. Onipanu bridge is like a metal. Sure, you get like iron and metal like that, Sabi? Iron sheets like that. Sometimes when you are walking, you'll be seeing the Korodu road, the cars passing under you. Like you just have to hold your breath, like. The same thing with Pangrove bridge, pedestrian bridge. Sometimes you go to walk out for a bridge in Lagos, right? And you will see the what do you call it? The iron sheet that the kind of like was supposed to be the flooring, right? And you see a big massive hole there because it's rusted. The part is rusted or it's come off and all that. And then you just have to hold your breath. Or better still, don't look. My sister would be like, don't look. Look away. Or else I'm just going to feel like I'm going to fall inside it. Is that what is still? Do you still have Onipan Bridge? That is a pan. And Pangrove Bridge, that is also pan. I know that our bridge at Obanikoro, our bridge back then at Obanikoro is a concrete bridge. That one that collapsed there is not even like a pan bridge. It's a concrete bridge. Or it's just kind of like, yeah. So they responded quickly by clearing the debris and all of that. And hopefully it's fixed now, Sha. So the guy that is in charge of the environment in Lagos, Wahab, was somewhere in Lagos Island inspecting. You know me, when I say Wahab, what I usually love about his video is to show us around what these areas are like, the mega shitty, 25 years after democracy, with the annual IGR of 1.6 trillion naira, a lot of money, but it's still Lagos. Wahab in Lagos Island. They say they are trying to now rejuvenate Lagos Island and all these areas. Yeah. I kind of cropped these videos from his page.
For them to proceed. So we need to have different gangs and the rest of them. So that's the issue. But our contractors start from here. But because of the volume of water, we have to advise them to take here. Just excavate. So the water can just water come. But where our inspection stop, the water just come there. So that's why they are having this. That's my headache. So we'll continue the excavation. We remember that it was
we don't start up again. We want to register up again. Come on, register your name. Somebody, you need to waste time. You need to waste time. Somebody, you need to waste time. Come on, register your MCS there.
I will continue. Of course, I think because in my mind, so this is just to connect. Yes.
Mo sọ fún ọbẹ̀ ẹgbà yẹn ṣẹ́rí contestant òun ló jẹ́ kó gbà wọ́n ṣe wá dáná ìpadà sí space tó wọ́n ṣe wá jẹ́ kó fẹ̀ padà. Torí kọ́ sọ pé táwọn bá máa ṣe máa tọjọ́ kan tán láwọn bá ṣe dé ìsìn. Ó bàjẹ́ aláìbá àti ṣe bí bá ti pè yín náà gbà yẹn kò tẹ́ńgọ̀ fún òkè lòdì. Ọmọ ìgbà bẹ̀rẹ̀ látẹ̀gbẹ́ náà. Ẹgbẹ́ náà máa ṣe dé. Gbogbo àwọn ilé ló ń lọ yìí.
So we have to remove some of the stuff
because we are even spending more money to relocate our posting. So they should give way.
No one have given you. I know where it's going to be.
So means most things are not this time.
Wọ́n jọ wá ní.
Okay, what?
To the Gosh Street. But what about that in Gosh?
I'll get down.
But you can't even know. Thank you. But not excavate it. Want to say, you know, landing. Want me to see.
Value me up.
I think the way we should look at it is more of, let's just say what we are doing, and then that's something that, for example, where is this?
Benue runs up to this point.
Up to Dumako.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, my own thinking, these are primary channels. Are you handling that?
It's even extended on further. So we are doing the entire one side of our own channel, while then by Soprano and Tertiary.
So notes on this.
That is the collector there. We are reconstructing it.
Now,
we are elevating it.
Is it totally on one side as
on
well?
It's
purely on one side.
So which of the sides? What
size is existing right now?
Size any?
Yes.
Lòsùnmù la lọ gbà wọlé a lè access yẹn. A lè access yẹn a gba lòsùnmù wọbẹ̀.
A ti wà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀yìn àwọn buildings yẹn la wà ń sìn. Mo ní kéèyàn kan sáré wá ń sáré.
That is Lagos, go. You see all those Shagbeloju all those fancy ones. They want the visitors to look at. If you want to see Lagos, go, enter inside. You won't believe that this is Lagos. If you have never been to Lagos before in your life, and you have seen all those pictures of high-rise offices in Ikoyi, others some fancy structures that they put in few places. Go inside. You will see road and you will not believe this is Lagos. That's Lagos Island, though. You'll be like that. Or like Sabinus. You get to some areas in Lagos and you'll be like that. To be that. for a state that is earning over 1.6 trillion naira IGR every year. And they said they are targeting 2 trillion. That's what Sanwo-Olu said. By next year, go to inside, you will see the dirtiest place ever. And I'm saying this not because I want to make it look like, well, you don't like them. No. I'm saying that if they use the resources of the state, if the local government areas are allowed to really function and not filled with their yes men, political thugs, who are just there to sign out that they've collected money that most of them won't even touch. If they are allowed to take care of their environment, clean the drainages, collected the refuse, you know what I mean? It will be better than that. Almost 80% of roads in Lagos, as in 80% of Lagos State, they don't get road. Yeah, imagine that too. 80%, there is no real road like that. That you say, this one a better road too. Therefore, 80% of Lagos State, no road. Now, if a state with such amount of money, it's like that, dirty, stinking. Think of what is going to be what it is like in other states, like Ogun State, Ondo State, Oyo State, Osun State, Ekiti. Go and take a look at their own interior. You will just be like, come on. And those are the people that probably want you to believe that, you know, they really care about. They don't probably want us to believe they care, though. Don't let us deceive ourselves. Go to the interior. That is where you will see Thiefnubu's legacy. Fashola, Ambode, Sanwo-Olu, all these guys. Not the Shagbeloju Yoruba stops that you see them, okay? Is, for example, you saw that Mushin train I showed you that day. Beautiful. At the back of the place, Bright, too bright, has blessed us with one of his Mumu interview again. I mean, the police from Delta, or policemen in Delta, Nigerian police in Delta. Listen to this.
MSP Edafe Bright, and this is Delta State Police Command. Operative of Egonet, while performing their lawful duty, stop and search duty, intercepted this young man, yes, searched him, and discovered that he is okay, nothing incriminating was found, and he was asked to go. Only for this guy to come back, alleging and accusing that the police collected his phone. The funniest part of it all is that before coming to the police, he called his friend to find out if this phone was with him, and the friend told him, yes, the phone was with me. He now told his friend that if the police call him, he should tell the police that the phone is not with him because he has accused the police of collecting it. What is your name?
My name is Isaac. Isaac Iwago.
Okay. Who owns this phone?
I'm doing on the phone.
Okay. When police searched you initially, did they say anything for your hand?
No.
After that, did they ask you to go?
Yes.
Okay. So you now came back that your phone was missing?
Yes.
Now the phone be this?
Yes.
Yeah. Which person hand they see the phone?
My friend.
Your friend? What is your friend name?
Name Fejiro.
His name is Fejiro.
Yes.
Where Fejiro they stay?
They stay with me.
They stay with you. What do you do for a living?
I have a barber salon where they run, 2 different barber salons where they run.
And?
I don't have to get my money.
I thought you get your money?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. What is your name, Fejiro?
Fejiro.
Your name is Fejiro. Okay, how did this phone get to your hand?
We were at the mechanic together when he went to fix his car.
Okay.
Then I collected his phone from his hand.
You collect the phone. I will answer question because of my time. You collect the phone from your hand.
Yes.
So when they begin they find the phone, he call you, say they find the phone.
Yes.
What do you tell them?
I said the phone was with me.
He said the phone they would. What do you tell you after?
Then he find it guilty on top himself. I told me that I should just, in case I should get a call from the police officers, let me just admit that the phone is not with me so that they can forget about the case.
Why? Why you say if police call you? Is it? Tell me now because you told me he said whether he was accusing the police of taking it, Abi?
Yes.
Okay, so he call, he say police call, he say the phone they with you, they say the phone not there with you.
Yes, so that they can forget about it.
So when they call you, what do you call tell police?
I said the same thing.
Say the phone not there with you.
Yes, sir.
So at what time you can't admit say the phone there with you?
When they called me back again and asked me the question.
Okay, now you called them.
I admitted the phone is with me.
Okay, so can we all agree now? Say This guy, while knowing that the phone was with you, accused the police of taking the phone.
So yes.
Okay, so he knows that the phone dey with you, but he said the police collect the phone. If you are the policemen doing their duty, how you go feel?
I will feel bad.
You will feel bad. What do you do for a living?
I'm an apprentice.
Apprentice of what kind of work?
Barbing. I learn barbing.
You learn barbing. Who did you learn barbing from?
I used to learn barbing first of Warri before I came to Asaba.
Okay, no wahala. Thank you, God bless you. You see what we are talking about. Policemen were only performing their duty. Once a policeman is on the road, he is there to protect you and I. Police were not the enemies. When you are approaching the police, stop seeing the police as the enemy. We are only doing our job. Why come back and accuse the policeman of collecting a phone that is as expensive as this Samsung Fold 4? We know fully well that the phone was with his friend. Well, they are with us here and they will have their day in court. When they get to court, they can explain to the judge or magistrate what their intentions were. Thank you.
Daffy, Theo Bright. It's always like going to bless us with some of his mumu interrogation. And somehow, I don't want to always watch him alone. I like bringing him to you so that you can see the type of policemen they have in Nigeria. Okay, it's a content, so to say. Daffy, Bright, Theo Bright. That's what I call it every now and then. Anyway, I think we should draw the curtain at this point and possibly see ourselves later this evening, okay? I intend to take calls this afternoon, just in case those who probably won't have a chance later in the evening. You may have your turn now if you want to call in and then add your own contribution or a question or whatever to this chat, okay? However, this evening we will be we'll be reviewing the shooting down of a bill. Do you know that in this whole chaotic economic doldrum, economic wahala in Nigeria, some lawmakers are still pushing for Sharia law in Nigeria? Yeah, they want it to be extended to all over Nigeria. Sharia law in Nigeria in 2024. And it was, it was really an interesting debate and conversation, and I intend to bring that to us later this evening. They had an helicopter crash yesterday. It all started from 2 nights ago. So, an NLPC helicopter carrying 8 people, including the pilot. So it crashed just 1 kilometer to its destination, probably ran into a storm or technical problem. Nobody knows what happened. So it crashed and the 8 people on board died. So the identity of those killed is yet to be made public. So we just, sympathize with them, you say. So that's most of it I can say, because it's sad and terrible news, if you ask me. Anyway, I will leave it at that. Come back and see if our line will be open, will work enough for this afternoon. If it doesn't, we'll call it a day and then we'll see later. Oh, let me take a break. And when I come back, I'll take calls. If I do have my first caller, and that's gonna be Jefferson.
Hey, Baba, how you doing? Good morning.
How are you, sir? How you doing?
Good afternoon. I did fine. Very, very good. I want to thank you for your morning breakfast, too. I've been a broadcast. We see today.
Having time to join us as well. You know, please.
Well, I like the way you broke down how the what do you call it, the crude oil SS account dwindled, because it's unfortunate. You know, this is money. Yeah, this is money that is entrusted into the federal government for them to do capital projects. They have been borrowing, and now look at us. We're as good as nowhere. In fact, we don't even know what is going on right now. We're in the dark, and they still keep on playing the gallery. You know, right now, I don't know what lies they're going to cook up, but to be honest with you, whoever is going to be responsible, all of them will be held back by themselves. They will face it. Because this time around, no matter, and time shall tell. We cannot continue this way. So anyway, that's a story for another day. So the one I want to talk about is the one that the issue of the Sharia bill. I want to talk about that one.
Right.
You see, it's unfortunate that over the years, the federal government, through different regimes, no offense, we had so many northern presidents that have ruled Nigeria, right? From first of all, from Tafawa Balewa Mesorest to what is his name? Well, I won't say this guy is a Christian anyway. Go on. Then from Buhari.
Then you've had Bukhari, you've had leader Abacha,
Abacha, and all of that. You know, we have had all these guys, and during this period, nobody even quarreled with them. On the Naira note, by the time you check the Naira note, you still see what they call it. You still see it written in Arabic, and which is not fair, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be written in our Nigerian native language, because that is how it's supposed to be, not in Arabic or any. Normally, not even supposed to be in English, but because English is.
The argument was that it's an Ajami. Yeah, it is not Arabic. What the heck? It's Arabic, man. Which one is Ajami?
We are not stupid now. If you pick the Naira note, you see all those Arabic inscriptions and all that. You see all those things. And yet Nigerians didn't really bother. We still went on with our. We still went on. You know, we still moved on despite all these statistics. So the last straw was that stupid. I'm sorry to say this too. My respect to my Muslim brothers, but I'm not afraid to say this. That Sharia bill was a very stupid move. Why did I say it's a stupid move? Because first of all, everybody have their own religious rights. Everybody is entitled to their own belief. You cannot come out of your own born selfishness and you want to use your own religion to oppress other people and make it law. They went away. Look, in most parts of the northern part of Nigeria, especially with that lady that was killed, they went away with murder, killed a lady because she spoke against what people stand for, and they were so volatile.
Let me quickly correct that. Jefferson, let me correct something there. Tike didn't even do anything wrong. You know what happened there?
Exactly.
They had a WhatsApp group. It's a school WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group, yes.
So that WhatsApp group, right? Some fanatics, they were posting Islamic content, Islamic this, Islamic that there. And the girl was like, this was supposed to be a class assignment group, where we're supposed to be sharing ideas about our class and the assignments. Please go and post your Islamic stuff elsewhere. They now said she has committed, blasphemy against
exactly. And you see, and that is my problem. See, you have to give me more time to talk on this, because and that's my problem. That is my problem with my fellow Muslim brothers. It's a very big problem. Nobody says you should not practice your faith. Nobody says you should not stand for what you want to stand for. Anything you want to do, you can do it. You want to do it within your enclave, do it. But let's stop rubbing it on our faces. They should not rub it on people who are non-Muslims. I feel it is so selfish and greedy of them. And they are getting away with it because they manage to have the numbers and they manage to be in position of power, and they feel they can always use their will to do whatever they want to do. Now, this same, I'm sorry to say, amongst their midst, the same foolish Muslims amongst their midst will be crying foul on LinkedIn, they'll be crying foul on Twitter, they will cry foul on Facebook, they will cry foul on Instagram, so many platforms, crying foul that the Israelis are attacking the Palestinians. They are crying foul. Now, do I see that what is happening is good? Why I'm even bringing that up is because they are crying foul that, oh, they are attacking their land, they are destroying them. But if you look on the other side, they have some high level of fanaticism within their enclave. And that fanaticism they have within their enclave is what they want to bring, is what our fellow Muslim brothers in Nigeria want to come and bring here. I want to use it and rub on our face. The other day, they got away with it. They tried to get away with it. I tried to bring IDP victims to Imo State. For what? When it comes to, currently in the Southeast, the area is highly militarized. And they think we are a threat. But meanwhile, they are killing themselves with Boko Haram and bandits and all of that in their region. Then when it comes to, let us send them to hide the camps, they remember that our place is a safe haven. When did it become a safe haven? Because last I checked, when our own brothers go to the northern part of Nigeria to reside, they go and, even most times, even within the grand confines, they go and start killing. Even when they are peaceful and doing the business normally, they will call them Yami, they call them all of names. Have so many people. In fact, let me not go too far. My own brother, I remember he was serving in Bauchi before Jonathan became officially the president. When he was acting president, if you see this is his account. If you see the level of hatred and you know where baboon? Have you seen where baboon is angry or gorilla? Have you seen when the gorilla is very, very angry and they don't like something they are saying? They will act. They will start acting. They'll start acting like crazy people simply because they say, this guy in Southern now. If you vote him, and after the election, when Jonathan won, they went and caused chaos for all the people that voted for Southerners.
Do you know how many people
for Jonathan?
For this,
and they killed people. So many people.
Over 800 people were killed because Boko Haram election in 2011, including.
And let me tell you, it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop there. Those same people, when it happened, my brother was supposed to serve in Bauchi. He did his orientation camp there. I tell you, the guy left. He completed his youth service in Abuja. He left that place because of the radicalism that was going on in the place. I remember very, very well. You see, and they do all these things. They make it look like, I don't just know. So let me even go on the issue of the Sharia. Now, they claim that they are not practicing their banking system. No, hold on. They claim they are not practicing their banking system. But they forget one thing, that is the same them, there is their religious language, which is Arabic, that is inscribed on all the notes. Nobody has stopped them. They have had all the support. What do they want? They want it to be look, let me just tell you their plan, because I know it's a hidden plan. The reason why they are doing all of this is because they want to inflict their venomous radical Islamic beliefs on us Nigerians. They want to tell us what to do, how to live our life, how to do our banking, how to do other things. That is what they want to do. If they don't have that material, let them come out and prove us wrong. Let them come out and prove us wrong. They want to do things in their own way. And it's unfortunate because why won't such a thing happen when we have the president and the vice president who happen to be Muslim, Islam? Why will such a thing not happen like that? in a secular country, you know, or they want to tell us that it's only IRK that will teach us that we cannot practice our faith, or tell us want to moderate our beliefs, or you want to moderate how we do things, because there are so many things to it. If you look in the Middle East, you know, they can start banning stuff like maybe Facebook and all that stuff. And tell us, oh, this is what our belief is. They're not stupid. Nigerians are not stupid. If they want to do their thing, let them go ahead and do their thing. They should not carry their belief and rub it on our face. Enough is enough. I just don't know. I don't just know what to say, but they cannot continue to do that.
Mind. That's one thing you're afraid to in this world today. Even though there is a coordinated war against free speech, right? But it still won't stop us from being able to express ourselves. So others will also say theirs after hearing your own, okay? And you have to listen to them and let them also, do their own rants and all that. I like it that way.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Okay, for
all right. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
You wait till tonight when I come with the details of when they are debating about the Sharia law. Yeah, somebody said that. What is our lawmakers doing? What is our representatives doing? Well, for some reason, I mean, to their own credit, by the way, right? They shut it down yesterday. Like, no, this is nonsense. And guess what? Some of those who spoke against it, they are even Muslims themselves. Hey, let us stay. Listen, this is a secular country, okay? We shouldn't even be having this conversation in the first place. Or find out you have brought it, they killed it, they voted against it, okay? So yeah, let's hear from others. Let us see. You take it easy and have a good morning, okay? That's a Jeff right there. Here is another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello, my good general.
Yes, sir. So James, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Good morning from here.
Oh, good morning to you as well. How's everyone?
Hi, everyone is good. And you? How you doing, sir?
I am very well, getting there. It's like doing a double shift. This is my first shift. Now I'm going to have another shift. Right? So
I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know how you really do it, man, because I always do like a double shift, but I can't really keep up with that.
You know, the easiest, you know something, right? Bro, the easiest is this one, presenting. Okay, that one seems like the toughest to some people is the easiest. The hardest is when I'm putting the whole thing together. So what I have now done for myself to make it easier is that when I pull all these stories together from yesterday to this morning, right? I now kind of will divide them into two. The chunk going for the morning show. Then while I'm also like picking up on what is going on again all over the place while the morning show is on, and I keep them for the evening. So it's just going to be like, come back later and do the easiest, present it to everyone. The hardest is to actually pull all this together. And in some cases, right, I just get like broken down like, you know what, I'm not doing anything today again. I'm done. I'm not. That's when you won't see me live. Where is Mayegun? Why? He was here this afternoon. Where is he? I've had enough. I can't pull it off. But I'm grateful, Sha. I'm getting used to it.
Right. And once you took off, people started worrying because everybody.
I like saying it to them so that they can understand that this is the easiest. Because I can sit down here and say things and all that, offhand and the rest of that. But the real work is to pull them together. Get corresponding documents. Corresponding documents, corresponding videos, and put the whole story together and present them is the hardest. But yeah,
I know because this is a truthful media. You are the most media that way people can go and get the truth and get exactly what's going on in that country, and they get exactly idea and how these people, the people that call themselves the government or whatever they call themselves, they are. How they maltreating their own citizen, how they themselves calling us enemy of the Nigeria, because I no longer believe in Nigeria because they haven't done anything for me. So that's the reason why people come to Mayebu to get the real story, to get the truthful story about the Nigeria call themselves a country, when they're not. They're just ruling, or that's just a criminal ruling themselves. Although I didn't study
everywhere, taking advantage of the people, you know that.
My brother is worse. It's not like it's getting worse. It's worse than now. It's like the whole kangaroo called Nigeria government of democracy is finished. Because although I didn't start the program, I started when Eyinaya Abaribe was talking about the regional appointees for the ministers. It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't
denying the East. Yeah, rifle.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. If it appoint 1 million Eastern minister, it doesn't make any difference because none of them will stand for their people. No. And none of them will go over there and speak what their people want. And they don't go to their state to interview their people what they want so that they can even the same thing go to their whatever they call their state House of Assembly, the senator and the House of Assembly of their whatever they call the kangaroo of Nigeria. None of them go there to stand up for their people. They go for their pockets, what they can get. And also the thing that prompted me to call today, Mayegu, is, about the security operative of Nigeria. It gets to the situation where the police arrest somebody, they become the interrogator, they become the judge, and then they become the prosecutor.
Yeah, the way they ask you questions, you automatically just will be like, no, I'm going to jail, no doubt. With the way this police man is asking, I'm already guilty. That's actually why I showed this guy some of the time, because most of what he tried to share with us is to expose to us the inner workings of how the police interrogate people, even when the camera is off. It's ridiculous.
When you come to the Western world, the police, whenever they employ police officers, they have a record.
Yes.
They have the record that keep who is that person. They also have the background check. An individual can go to the station and get a background check for that officer, and the officer is entitled to identify himself of any circumstances of anything. Individual can walk up to him and ask him for badge number, his information, and he's entitled to give you that.
That's right.
Because why the people don't understand, we as ourselves, and we pay these idiots, we pay these illiterates. The tax money the government collects, they collect it for individuals.
That's right.
It's a circulation of money. You have the right to question that police. You have the right to get the information of the officer. You have the right to go to the station and get the whole information about this officer. And the worst part of it, and when you see all these police stuff, because they're taking that as the privilege, going on the streets, taking illegal checking points, collecting money for people. If you refuse, they shoot you or whatever. That is not how you run a country, and that is not how you put all these criminals, because all of them is a criminal. And it's like they take it as a man or like a privilege when they keep somebody and they keep giving them a rank. That's when the country is come beyond what Nigeria is finished beyond unrecognizable. Because when you look at all these politicians, all these people that make law, they don't even know the law they're making. No. They don't have a fact check on when they make law.
Just believe that they are above it, by the way. They just do it for the doing sake. And that's it. You know what people say about Nigeria? Nigeria have law for everything. But guess what? They don't use the law.
They don't implement it.
They don't follow the law means majority of them will be in jail if they should start using their law. Majority of them, from Tinubu to his wife to the last local government chairman, 90% of them will be in jail if they should be using their law for real.
But the law is reckoned by the order to make they're talking about Nigeria to make Nigeria work. You have to follow the order of their law. You have to implement it and you have to follow it. You can't have one side of the law and the other side of the law. The other law is for this different state to implement it, and the other law doesn't have anything to do with. Yeah, it doesn't have anything. And when you come to the so-called Nigeria, because I call it at the zoo, when you go to the northern region, they have their own different law. But we're still in the freaking one country. They're calling us Nigeria.
That does even
like if you go to the northern, they have their Sharia they follow. And when you come to the eastern region and all those south regions, they implemented the militarizing the whole area. Any place, any mines you go, you see a checking point, illegal checking point.
You get, and there is no national lawmaker in Abuja from eastern part of Nigeria. Not a single one of them has raised the motion or the caucus of the Easterners who are lawmakers in Abuja to just rise up one day and say, you know what, we are done for. If you are not, if you are going to keep militarizing our region, right, we are not sitting here anymore. No. Everybody is just going there pretending everything is fine until they become victims. Then they will start talking.
All those people call themselves senator and House of Representative from Eastern and the South, they are just ex-leaker.
Honestly.
They just go there and let them for the northern region, call themselves as they own Nigeria. They go over there, they leak their asses. And they come out to the eastern region, they want to prove their power. What kind of stupidity is that? They don't have balls to go there, the floor of the Senate, demand what their people want. They just go over there and scared of what they can pocket. How money they can get, and how many people of their own state they can kill.
This committee that, committee doing this and that, and get their own share within the 4 years or beyond.
And they don't know, once one injustice for one person is one injustice for all. And everything they are doing, including whatever, how much money they will get and kill their own people, is also gonna come to their own turn. And when they go back to their state, they don't have what to go back to the main house they built. And they take it as a normal. I think I'm a lot of other people because it's coming to the worst. Nigeria is no longer a country. That's just it.
For a long time now, James, for a long time it hasn't been. But people are pretending that it is still a place until the day they become victim. You know, that's one thing that always mows me about people, right? Everybody knows about these things, right? They will now tell you to, well, let us just come together and move on. Move on from what? Until the day they become victims. Oh, the heaven will fall that day. You begin to say, why are you reacting that way? Do you know what they did to me? Which kind of country is this? This country is so... so you are angry because you are a victim now. All these years, you kept quiet, or you are telling people to stop overreacting and just let go. Move on. It is...
all those just 1 minute. All those security they're using to travel around the whole state, arming them and give it. Those security is not for them. It's for the men people to implement their laws.
They do not know. No, no.
And just the people, when police stopped them, they started begging. You begging police for what? That's the person supposed to obey your law. Let me let other people.
Enjoy the rest of your morning, okay? You take it easy, man. Have a good one, Baba. Yes, sir. You see, that's one thing about the place as well. A lot of people would look away. In fact, in Nigeria, what we are doing right now is like, to some people, making Nigeria look bad to the rest of the world. They will tell you, well, not be today now. This is not the apathy now. Why are you making it look like this whole thing just started today? Because to them, except they become victims, or wait till they become victims. Oh my God. Some of them will begin to brag of how they are connected to the IG. I will show you. I will show you that. I will call the IG. I will call the area commander. I will call... Because if it's not happening to them, maybe you are just making it up or exaggerating. And even if you're not exaggerating, but I mean, come on. Is it today? Not today. It don't take away this thing. Don't be like that. So just let us pray for our country. Let us pray for our country to pray. Pray for your country. All right. Anyway, I think we've had a very good one. I need to leave now because I want to make sure that I am fully prepared for tonight, because I am bringing in something very, very interesting, including the latest from Asari Doku Dump. Yeah, Asari Doku Pig just released a statement that he's now willing and ready to work with the North, to fight this Thiefnubu, because Yorubas cannot be trusted. Yorubas are snakes. Yorubas are this, Yorubas are that. I started kilo to happen now, kilo today. What's happen again, Alaji? Eh? They don't carry your call again. Abi Thiefnubu no reply your text. I don't understand though. Or maybe this CO thing said don't they turn to mental problem as well. So tonight I've got a bit of loaded stuff, including the remembrance of the man that conducted the 1993, the famous 1993 presidential election won by MKO Abiola, the man that never became president alive. So I would say thank you a lot to every one of you. So I want to say a big thank you again to you, dear Templars. Do you know that the lady that we featured on Mayegun's Diary Political last night, Adenike, she's the most happiest person right now that I know of in Nigeria. You know why? Your generosity, you know that humanity always counts. Humanity above everything else. And on Mayegun's Diary Political, humanity actually really still lives and lives on. So last night she was given over ₦1 million. Then guess what? The Yoruba Union that I belong to, we've come together, and guess what? We have also raised over ₦1 million within us. The leadership of the Yoruba Union has given over nearly 800,000 naira to what people donated yesterday. I have not collated how much she got so far. But guess what? Sister Yinka Taiwo, I got your message. My man, he won't like me to mention his name as well. He's one of the leaders of Yoruba Union. So people are put together for her because she is considered as a very courageous and strong-willed young woman that should be supported no matter how little or how big. So and I'm so proud of us, dear Templars here. I am so proud of the Yoruba Union, who also came together, including our leader, Ulutu. So I kind of love to call him elder, but he doesn't like elder, like our deputy leader as well. I love calling him elder, but he doesn't like to be called elder. He prefers comrade. So I'll just call both of them comrade. Comrade Akinola, Comrade Benga Ulutu. These two lababs, you see him in the comments, he's right there. That's labab. You know, that's the leader of the Yoruba Union. So they felt like the union had to do something. And guess what? The union has done something. We have put together over ₦1 million that nearly 800,000 of that has been given already. And we are packaging the rest right now to send to her. So I personally, on her behalf, I'm saying a big thank you to all of you, every one of you on this platform. You are the best. And I am proud of us. God bless you. So I am going to see you later this evening, by the way. Now we come back to tell you what we've been able to pull for her. And then our book launch as well. So you stay safe, okay? And join me later on Mayegun's Diary Political tonight.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun Diary Political. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ o làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa bí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Mayegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.